Hello and welcome to the 12th episode of Let's Learn for UPSR Mathematics. Now we have covered the past year questions for paper 1 and 2 for the year 2016, and we have already covered questions 1 to 30 for paper 1 in the year 2017. Right? Now let's finish up the paper 1 of 2017 for questions 31 to 40. Alright, now remember to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell button to receive notifications of any new episodes. Alright, now let's look at question 31. Table 2 shows Rohayu's savings account bank statement. Okay. Deposit is 250, balance is 5,250. The bank gives an interest to Rohayu for her savings at the rate of 5% per year. Calculate Rohayu's total savings after receiving an interest on the 1st of January 2017. So let's look at the balance. Alright. So assuming that she did not do anything with the money in here, she still have 5,250 ringgit in the account, right? And first things first, what is 5%? It's 5 over 100, okay? So we have 5,250 times 5 over 100 for the interest that is given, okay? So I can cancel this and this, right? And let's see. I can divide by 5 here, so this one becomes 2, this one becomes 1, and I can divide this by 2. Remember, decimal places are alright because we have cents, right? The ringgit and cents. So, I have to divide this by 2. 5 divided by 2, I have 2, left over 1, and then 2, it's a 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 5 divided by 2 again, it's 2.5. Remember your 0 because it's 50 cents over there. Okay, so the interest rate is the interest that Rohayu received is 262 ringgit and 50 cents. Okay, now the original amount in that account is 5,250 ringgit, and what they want is Rohayu's total savings after receiving an interest on the 1st of January 2017. So it would be 5,250, let's add the 2 zeros for the cents, plus 262 ringgit and 50 cents. Now you can see, I make sure that they are in the same column. Alright. Why do I do that? So that it's easier for me to add without making a mistake. Okay? 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 2 is 2. 5 plus 6 is 11. Remember, put your 1 up here. Okay? 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Right? 5 plus nothing is 5. So, her total savings after receiving an interest would be 5,512 ringgit and 50 cents. So that would be D. Okay? Now let's look at question 32. Diagram 5 shows a box filled with 24 bottles of orange juice. A factory produces 30,000 bottles of orange juice in an hour, and the factory operates for 8 hours a day. Calculate the number of similar boxes needed to fit all the bottles of orange juice produced in a day. So first things first, let's find the total number of bottles of orange juice that the factory makes in a day. Okay, so they make 30,000 bottles of juice in an hour, right? And how many hours do they operate in a day? 8 hours, right? Times 8. So all the zeros, something times 0 is 0, right? So just copy them down first. 3 times 8 is 24. So the total number of bottles made by the factory is 240,000 bottles of orange juice. Okay? Now, each box contains 24 bottles. So you divide it by 24 to find how many boxes are filled by the orange juice. Alright? By the bottles of orange juice. So 24 is easy because 24 divided by 24, right? So it becomes a 1 here. And the zeros become 0 because, well, 0 divided by 24 is still 0, right? So the answer is 10,000, which is C. Okay, now let's look at question 33. See, do I still have space? Yes, I do. So, question 6. Sorry, diagram 6. Question 33, diagram 6 shows the number of marbles in container X and container Y. So container X has 4,500 marbles and container Y has 800 marbles. Okay? Now calculate the number of marbles that need to be taken out from container X and put into container Y so that the number of marbles in both containers are the same. So this is how I do it. I add them up and then divide by 2, right? So that I know how much I need to have in each container. Okay, so I have 4,500 plus 800. So that will give me 0, 0, 5 plus 8 is 13, right? 1 plus 4 is 5. So I have 5,300 marbles and I divide it by 2. Okay? So 5 divided by 2, I can have 2 times 2 equals to 4, right? 13. 2 times 6 is equals to 12. 6, 10. 2 times 5 equals to 10. 2 times 0 equals to 0. Okay? So the answer is 2,650 in each container. So I know that I need to leave 2,650 marbles into container X, right? So how do I know how much I have to take out from container X to put into container Y? I take the number of marbles in container X minus the number of marbles that I need to leave behind. Okay? 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 5, so I have to borrow 1 from here. So it becomes 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 6, I have to borrow 1 from here, right? And it's 10 plus 4, so it's 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. So you have to take out 1,850 marbles from container X and put it into container Y so that both containers have the same number of marbles. And the answer would be D. Okay? Now let's look at question 34. Table 3 shows Elisa's savings. Calculate the total amount of Elisa's savings. Now, she has 50 ringgit here, and there are 6 of them, right? So 50 times 6, what's the answer? 0 times 6 is 0, 5 times 6 is 30, so that's 300 ringgit right there. And this is 5 ringgit. There are 2 of them. 5 times 2 would be 10. 10 ringgit, right? Now there are 20 cents here, and there are 8 of them. So remember, 20 cents is 0.20 times 8. 0 times 8 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16, right? 1 up here. 0 times 8 is 0. Plus 1, it becomes 1. So it's 160. So the total amount of Elisa's savings would be to add all of these up. Okay, so it's 300 plus 10 plus 160. When you do it like that, it's easier for you to see. And I hope your handwriting is better than mine. Well, it should be better than mine, okay? So 0 plus 0 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 0 plus 6, 6. 0 plus 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 1 is 1, 3. So the total amount of Elisa's savings is 311 ringgit and 60 cents. So that is C. Okay, now let's look at question 35. Diagram 7 shows Sujata's height on a measuring scale. So you can see, let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. So we have 130, and how many jumps do we have to make to reach 140? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 jumps, right? So 130, from 140 to 130, it would be 10 centimeters. And you have to make 5 jumps from 130 to 140, right? So 10 divided by 5 jumps, so we know how much is it, right, per jump. Then divide 10 by 5, it's 2 cm. Okay, and this is 4 jumps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's 130 cm plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 0 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, that would be 8, 3, and 1. So this is Sujata's height. Okay. Oh, let me zoom in. Now Bella is 22 centimeters shorter than Sujata. There we go. Agnes' height is the mean of Sujata's and Bella's height. So let's find Bella's height. We know that this is Sujata's height. So Bella is 22 centimeters shorter than Sujata. So it's 138 minus 22. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus nothing is 1. So that's Bella's height. This is Sujata's height. Now, mean of Sujata's and Bella's height, that means I have to add them up now. So 138 plus 116. 8 plus 6 is 14. Put the 1 here. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay? Then 1 plus 1 is 2. That's the total. Okay? So we have 254 cm, which is the total. And the mean would be by dividing by 2, because this is the total height of Bella and Sujata, which are 2 people. Alright? So divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 14. 2 times 7 is 14. So, Agnes's height is 127 centimeters. Okay, and that would be C. Alright? Now let's look at question 36. The Cartesian plane shows the locations of David and Michael. Right? David and Michael will meet at a point with a distance of 3 horizontal units and 5 vertical units from their locations respectively. Okay, now I can see more. 3 horizontal units and 5 vertical units from their locations. State the coordinate of the point where they will meet. So that means you have to divide it by 2. So let's cheat a little. Alright, 8 minus 2 is 6. 11 minus 1 is 10. Right? So 3 horizontal units. 3 places here. 3 places here. 5 vertical units from their location. So 5 places up and 5 places down. Right? So I can start from David. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 5, 5 and 6. Let's check with Michael. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, it's 5 and 6. So the answer is this, 5, 6. Okay, so the answer is B. Oops. Okay? Now, let's look at the next question, question 37. Alright? Now, diagram 8 shows the mass of a packet of glutinous rice. Camellia bought 5 packets of the glutinous rice. She found out that the mass of each packet is 150 grams less than the mass stated. Calculate the mass of glutinous rice bought by Camellia. So she bought 5 packets. So it's supposed to be 1 kg times 5. So there will be 5 kg in total. But for each packet, the mass of each packet is 150 grams less than the mass stated. So I'll find out how much that she lost, okay? So it's 150 grams times 5, right? So 0 times 5 is 0, 5 times 5 is 25. Put a 5 here, and then your 2 up here first. Then 1 times 5 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7. So she lost 750 grams. So how much glutinous rice did Camellia buy? It would be, oh, by the way, we have to change these to kg first. So remember, kilograms, 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. So to change from grams to kg, it would be divided by 1000. So decimal point, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it becomes 0.75 kg. So that's how much that she lost, right? So 5.00, that makes it easy to minus later, minus 0.75. See, they align properly. Okay, so 0 minus 5, I have to borrow. This one is 0, it can't give me anything, so I have to borrow from here. Now 10, but I have to borrow from the 10, so it becomes a 9. Okay, and this one becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2, right? 4 minus 0 is 4. So how much mass of glutinous rice did Camellia buy? It's 4.25 kg. So the answer is D. Okay? Now let's look at question 38. A total of 500 ringgit is distributed to Danish, Linda, and Jeffrey. Fraction of Jeffrey's money is not shown. Calculate the amount of money that Jeffrey received. Okay, so first things first, let's add these two fractions up, okay? So we have 3 over 10 plus 1 over 2. Now we need the denominators, which are the numbers at the bottom, to be the same. So it's easier to make a smaller number into a bigger number, right? So 2 times 5 is equals to 10. So we have 3 over 10 plus, remember, if you times 5 at the bottom, you have to times 5 at the top too. 1 times 5 is 5, 2 times 5 is 10. So that will make it 8 over 10. Alright? Now, Jeffrey's fraction would be 10 out of 10 minus 8 out of 10. Okay? Why is that? Because the total should be equals to 1. So 10 divided by 10 is 1, right? So 10 minus 8 is 2, and the denominator stays the same. So amount of money that Jeffrey received is 2 out of 10 times 500 ringgit. So I can divide 500 with 10, so it makes it 50. 50 times 2, which is 100 ringgit, right? And the answer would be A. Okay? Now let's look at question 39. Encik Azrai is 65 years old and his son is 38 years younger than him. Calculate their total age. So let's find the age of Encik Azrai's son. So 65 minus 38. You get his son's age. Okay? So 65 minus 38. 5 minus 8, you borrow 1 from here, it becomes 15. Right? 15 minus 8 would be 7. 5 minus 3, 2. Right? So this is Encik Azrai's son's age. He's 27 years old. Now they want the total age. Don't circle A, alright, because that's not the total. That's the age of his son. So total age would be 65 plus 27. Okay, 5 plus 7 is 12. Put a 1 up here. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. So their total age is 92 years. Alright, and that would be C. Okay, don't fall into the trap and circle A. Okay, that's why you have to read your question carefully. Now, let's look at the last question for this episode. So question number 40. Diagram 9 shows the distances of several places. From the house to the shop is 2.3 kilometers. From the shop to the school is 1.6 kilometers. From the school to the library, it's not written. So the distance from the school to the library is 2 times the distance from the school to the shop. What is the distance from the house to the library? So first things first, we have to find the distance between the school and the library. So they give you the clue here. It's 2 times distance from school to the shop. So it's 1.6 times 2. Alright, 6 times 2 is 12. Put a 1 up here. Alright, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Don't forget your decimal point. So it's 3.2 kilometers away from the school. Right? Now distance from house to the library. So it would be house to the shop is 2.3. Shop to school is 1.6. School to library is 3.2. Alright? So let's add them up. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. So put a 1 up here. Okay? 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay? So the distance from the house to the library is 7.1 kilometers. So the answer is D. Okay? So that's the end of the 12th episode of Let's Learn UPSR Mathematics. Okay? So I hope to see you next time. Remember to click the subscribe button as well as the bell button to receive notifications of any new episodes. Alright? I'll try to release as much as I can every week so that you can learn more. Alright? I hope to see you soon and study well.